Right, just left myself a comment. Not trying to be a smart ass or anything like that. It's just communication. Sometimes you can get away with saying things for many, many, many years, but then someone gets a theory or got something to say, right? It's what you call advance and upgrade, right? And then slowly that, if it works and it is a good thing, it'll slowly change to that way, upgrades, right? How we slowly change, because if you go back in time, in certain times, like go back to the 20s, 1920s, and had these comedians speak the way they did, they would have been going, oh, how dare you! Ew, oh, this ain't funny. Rude and obnoxious. How dare you speak about your own people and stuff like that. They didn't get it. Comedy was different. You see, it's the way the brain functions. Right? Now, if you make everything funny and become a funny society, and don't stick with other things and just be funny, you will get certain outcomes where people will go, "Oh, I was just joking." Have you ever heard when someone says something to you, but you take it to heart because it's not a joke to you because what they said is actually true, but they don't want you to mock them or speak about it, and so they speak about it and pretend they don't know and stuff like that, and then they go, "Sorry, it was just a joke." But what's so funny about such an issue? What makes a society think that everything is funny when people are hurt, when people are going through incidences and they make it funny? You know why they make it funny? Because we have bubbles, you see. And when you have a bubble that goes, I've got all the money in the world, I've got God, I've got the bombs, right? We can say things about things. We'll even say it about ourselves. Why not? We'll do the old egg trick. You want to egg someone else and then look like maybe you weren't the person. You egg your own house too and clean up that mess. And that's worth all the egging. And you got something to say, right? You're a bad guy trying to pretend you're something else, right? It's everywhere. I like to call it the egg factor, right? As usually it would work because humans are connecting and they hope to have hope. And in the end, they only have hope of who gives a shit. That type of hope in the end. Because they hope it gets better and I can't do nothing about it. And blah, blah, blah. So when it comes to comedy, it should be things that we've done, but we've moved on. So funny shit that was stupid, but we don't do it anymore. So we can talk about the stupid shit we done. And comedy should be about the stupid shit we're doing now and putting people in their place about certain people in the way they act instead of being funny about the way they act. Be funny about why are they acting like that. What was the problem in the society in the first place, and make that funny, right? And stuff like that. Than actually attacking a specific group, right, of who can't speak up fully. So any group like the governments, countries, and stuff like that, they've got plenty of ways in which people to able to speak up, right? And so you can commedia them as they'll be able to speak up to tell you if they want to make money off of what you're doing. Like a nigger saying nigger to a nigger. Now niggers can say nigger to a nigger because they're racist. They're racist in another way. They're not racist when it comes to your colour, they could say that. But they're racist in a similar way. As in, I can say a word, but you can't. Isn't that saying whites can come in the club, but blacks can't? You see, that's racist. Same thing. Huh? And so there's no use saying that you're not racist over here, but be racist over there. Then technically you're racist. People who aren't educated, you would say you're racist to them. And they might just remember a little bit of what definitions are, right, as I was explaining earlier in a clip I just showed you. And they think that racism is the skin colour thing all the time. It's their first thought, right? But it's more than that, right? And you can't say that you're not racist here and I'm not a racist person because of skin colour when you're allowed to speak a word and they're not. Right? Same thing. Right? That's why we had those rules about blacks can come in here, whites, sorry, and blacks can't. because it's the same as the speech. The speech creates an ability, right? So when it comes to comedy, how far do you go? Right? Can you make it funny for everybody, which is after lessons stupidity. I nearly didn't get that out quite right there. Stupidity, right? That's funny because we don't do it anymore, right? I like to laugh about things when I got older myself about stupid shit I did. Go, how stupid was that? That is funny, right? And it shouldn't hurt anybody. And if anyone's going through it now, well, they need a lesson to get out of it, so you can make it funny, as they shouldn't be in it, right? But you got to make sure that you can debate why they should be there, not a racist way, right? It means a culture differences, a religion differences, just certain differences that doesn't affect each other. Right? So they're doing something at home, they wear different colour skin, they wear different colour clothes, right? They speak differently. All those things you shouldn't be racist against, true? When you're trying to connect. Otherwise, you won't get a connection. When it comes to connection and being funny about things, you got to add to connect. So to be funny to most people, you got to talk about what they can mostly all connect. So if you're connecting with some people, making it funny that, yeah, they watch these people suffer and that, it's not funny to the ones that truly are suffering, right? And they're suffering because of other funny things going on in the background that people could laugh about. And it ain't funny. So what can we do when it comes to these areas? We see all around the world at the moment that people are trying to sue people. They will sue people. When it comes to words of speech, you don't really need to sue. You don't sue for what they say. You sue for the damages of the words that have been said. That's what you can sue for, right? And first, you need to make sure you do all the righteous steps first. Means you contacted them, you talked to them, you told them your feelings, and see their reactions. They genuinely feel sorry for you, didn't know, you find out that an apology can be accepted. But if you find out they deliberately did something for money, deliberately bullying and attacking you, then apology cannot be accepted. True? When you find that's true. And then they go, oh, sorry. They need to learn a lesson, right? As they're deliberately doing something that they know that would hurt. They weren't learning, they haven't learned yet. If you learn something, that's okay. But when you learn something and you deliberately not do something, and you know you can, then you're deliberately flailing. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I don't want to knock anyone how they do things. They can work in their bubble. There is certain bubbles. We create bubbles to feel safe in certain areas, just like animals do. And have a good one.